Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's the cockroach, it's the board. I have to turn off Alexa. Alexa, stop. Oh, I love being able to order these things around. I was going to say these females around, but I wouldn't say that on a video. I have promised you and myself of doing the monkey video. This is the monkey video. You and I are living in a zoo. Yeah, we're living in a zoo. And you and I probably are the only humans in the zoo. The other creatures that we happen to be inhabiting this planet with are monkeys. Now that's a kind word. I have other words for the monkeys out that door and that door. But I'm going to use monkeys. Now here's some of my thoughts and analogies. You and I are zookeepers. That's what we are. All the other monkeys should be in a cage. They're not. They're your family and my family, our friends, our neighbors, and they're all loose. It's like a monkey invasion. You and I are the zookeepers of an invasion of a planet of monkeys. Now, is it the planet of the apes? No. It's the planet of the monkeys. The apes are more intelligent. The apes are less of a problem. Here's kind of my experience with life. Again, I tell you all the time, I'm 75 years old. I've lived a long time, and I've lived a lot of life. I have a lot of background in different areas of life. Here is the overall overlapping experience that I've had, that you and I have fairly good intelligence. We could probably pass an IQ test, maybe over 70 or 80. I don't know where you and I are going to fall. But a lot of our fellow creatures, they can't spell IQ. And if they could, they would see that there is a vast IQ difference between you and I and the rest of the monkeys that we're trapped with. Now, we can't get out of here. Well, we can get out of here, but I'm not going to go there. I tried to go there 5 times. I'm not very good at suicide. I don't fail much in my life, but I failed 5 times killing myself. So I'm no expert on that, and I'll certainly admit that. Maybe I'll get better with it in time. I don't know. Here's kind of what you and I do as zookeepers. We go to the zoo every day, and all we see are monkeys trying to drive cars, monkeys trying to be a cashier, a monkey trying to sell us a car. The monkeys out there are trying to give us all kinds of services. Now, I wanted to give you a couple of examples of the monkeys I've had in my house. Now, this is not my family. My family, I'm not sure they're as smart as a monkey, but anyway, I've had a lot of construction inside of my life here in my place that I live. And I've had a lot of subcontractors come in here and do different jobs, different things. And I cannot tell you, well, I can tell you, and I'm going to, 80% of every contracting company I've had come in here are absolute idiots, fools, imbeciles, morons, nincompoops. I could go on. I had one situation. I'm just going to give you one or two examples. My dishwasher wasn't working properly, so I called a company, and they sent a man out, and he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Well, we're not getting any water into the dishwasher, and it's hard for the dishwasher to wash dishes without water." So he went through a kind of a diagnostic situation. I think what he called diagnostic, I called something else. So he said, "Well, what do you do?" I said, "Well, right now, before you came, we had to take a bucket of water and open the dishwasher door and pour the bucket of water in the dishwasher, and then it would go through its cycle and it would work." So he crawled all under, over, around in the dishwasher. And he finally came up to me and said, "I can't see what the problem is." And I said, "Well, that's why I hired you. I couldn't see what the problem was." He said, "Well, I don't know what we can do, but maybe what you could do is just get the bucket and load it with water, open the door when you want to do your dishes, and pour the bucket of water into the dishwasher, and it'll work." I looked at him and I thought, how did this person get a human body? Aren't there any standards? I've learned, no, there's no standards. You can put the dumbest creature in a human body. No rules, no bar, no requirements, and no preparation, etc. And I said, "Well, that is probably not going to be acceptable over a long period of time." And he said, "Well, we have a service charge. That'll be $65. The monkeys know how to get the bananas, but they don't know how to act. That was just one. I've had probably over 100 contractors. I had one that came in that was doing the, I think it was the tankless water heater. And he was doing some kind of electrical stuff. And he said, "Your freezer in the kitchen, would it be okay if I unplug that while I work?" I said, "Sure. We're not trying to be monkeys here. We're trying to be somewhat human, maybe superior to a human. I don't know." So he unplugged the freezer. He worked on his project, and then he left. I thought he did a good job. I thought everything was cool. 2 days later, my little Mercy comes in and goes, "Bard, there's a smell in the kitchen." I go, "What's it smell like?" She's, "A dead body." I go, "God damn, who died in the kitchen? I'm in here, I haven't died yet. I should have a long time ago." So I go in the kitchen and I trace the smell to our full freezer. Not just a little thing in the bottom of the freezer, a full freezer. Those of you who are not monkeys, you know there's some money there. And I opened the freezer door, and sure enough, there was a dead body in there. It was the body of many, many cows, many, many pizzas, many, many, many things had gone bad. He forgot to plug the freezer back in. Well, I had to pay his fee to fix whatever he was fixing. Then I had to pay for the freezer to be sanitized and all of the frozen food thrown out, and the smell to get out of my freezer. Then I had to refill the freezer. I go, shit happens. That's what humans go. Shit happens. We're not monkeys. I go, no. Shit does happen, and you are monkeys. the other guy that came in to fix the hot water heater, it was leaking. So we got a new water heater, and he put the new water heater in, and did a good job. Did a good job as far as I knew, and he left. And then little Mercy comes tiptoeing into the bedroom again, and she goes, "There's no hot water." I said, "What do you mean? We just paid whatever it was, 1,000, who knows what it was these days. We have a brand new water heater. It's only 12 hours old. How did it break?" And of course, she says to me, "I don't know." Anyway, I go in, and sure enough, there's no hot water. So I called the company. They have a monkey number, and I called the monkey number. And I said, "You know, you guys just put a brand new 50-gallon water heater in, and we're trying to take a bath, and there's no hot water." And they said, "Well, we'll get you to the technician." Now, I have to say this. There are some technicians that are worse than monkeys, the dishwasher guy. There's other technicians that are brilliant. So anyway, I got the monkey technician. And I said to him, "We have no hot water." He said, "Oh, we tested that when we were there, and we forgot to turn the hot valve on again." I said, "Well, isn't that your job? Isn't that an important part of getting hot water?" Well, and he does the monkey spread. I love the monkey spread. Like, us, we made a mistake. We don't make mistakes. You should have told us that we didn't turn it back on before we left. Anyway, poor little Mercy had to go in because I'm too old. I can't see shit anymore. I can't do the things I used to be able to do. So she's on the phone with the monkey, and Mercy is bilingual. In fact, she's trilingual. And now she's quadlingual because she can do monkey talk. And he walked her through turning the hot water heater back on, and we got hot water. I can't tell you how many of those experiences I have had with the contractors that have come in here. So anyway, getting back to the monkey world. One of the things I've learned with the monkey world is if you can get them behind the cages and the bars of the zoo, they don't like that. They take their shit and throw it at you through the bars. So you and me as the zookeepers, we're dodging all the time the monkey shit that they're throwing at us. When I was younger, I thought, well, that sucks. If he's going to throw shit at me, I'm going to throw my shit back at him. And I did. I learned over the years. Screaming, yelling, jumping up and down, swearing, threatening, etc. That doesn't do much for the monkey world. So I've learned in my old age to dodge some of the monkey shit, that when I go out that door, I have a big bumper sticker on my head that says, "F me." I'm going to be more careful on YouTube because they have new rules and new laws. I can't speak my construction language. And when I go out there, there's a lot of monkeys that go, "Oh, see, he's got a sticker on his forehead. We're going to F him." I go, and they do all day long. And they do to you too, I know that. It's a battle. It's a battle out there. It's a battle. Now, one of the things I've learned in my old age is I can't get away from the damn monkeys. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're in the Senate. They're in the presidency. And I'm not going to mention Donald Trump. I'm not going to mention Donald Trump. I voted for Trump. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. He's not a very good person. maybe he was a decent president, but he's not a good person, in my opinion. So I've learned that rather than throwing my shit or picking up monkey shit and throwing it back at the monkeys, I've learned to throw them bananas. Now, it's a short-term solution because they will eat the bananas, produce more shit, and then throw it back at me. But at least while they're eating the bananas, they're not throwing shit. And I can run around the zoo, get some stuff done, and then hide because I know they're going to start throwing shit if they see me again. So, here is my advice to me and you if we want to keep our job as zookeepers. Monkeys love it. Monkeys, they have a way that if you speak to them certain words, they go, they do the monkey dance and the monkey spread. If you say to a monkey, "Good morning, how are you doing today? It's a great day, isn't it? How are you doing?" They love that. You don't give a shit how their day goes, and they don't really know how their day is going to go, but they love those sentences. "How you doing today? Good to see you. Glad you showed up. Thanks for calling me back." They love please and thank you. Those are key words in the monkey world. If you say please and thank you to a lot of monkeys, they line up and they'll even split a banana with you. So you've got to throw a lot of bananas. You have to say, when you're communicating with this is one of the main communications I use with the monkeys. These days, I don't use my sign language as much as I used to. So you have to throw bananas at them. "Hi, how are you? Good to see you today." You also need to say things that put the monkey in superior positions. Monkeys are really stupid, and their self-esteem is very, very low, if at all. And if you build their self-esteem up, they start to want to prove what you're predicting, which is not true, that they're intelligent, but you pretend they're intelligent. So you say, "Well, I could be wrong," and you and I know we're not wrong very often at all. But when you say to the monkey population, "I could be wrong," they go, "Well, now he's raised me up, and I'm going to be able to say, yeah, you could be wrong. I'm never wrong, but you could be wrong, because you're saying you could be wrong." Then you can say, "Correct me if I'm wrong." And I say that sometimes to monkeys as a joke. "Correct me if I'm wrong. However, I never am." But they don't like to hear that part of the sentence. So I use only the front of the sentence. So now the monkey thinks they're in charge. They're a teacher. They're a professor at a university now with that one simple phrase. "Correct me if I'm wrong." Okay, I know what's right. I know everything, and I'm going to correct you. Even though you're superior to me, I'm now in charge. Monkeys love to be in charge because they're not in charge of anything. They're not even in charge of their own damn life. And when they are out there and they get out of the cages and get to run free in the zoo, they feel like they're in charge of something. Now, what are the name of those managers that think they're in charge of something? They're called supervisors. They're called management. Is a supervisor a babysitter? They are. Think about it. A supervisor supervises another human being who is incapable, incompetent, doesn't think, doesn't follow instruction, doesn't follow through, makes many mistakes, and wish to hell they weren't even there. So a supervisor, mentally, and I'm saying these things as a principal, they have to crack the whip over the employees. And the supervisor is always right. In the monkey world, the supervisor is always right. Now, they could be sexually harassing you. They could be making fun of you. They could be talking behind your back. They could be effing with your schedule. They could be shorting you money, shorting you hours, etc. But they're always right. And if you say much at all, your ass is down the road. Now you're looking for another monkey situation that the supervisor may not be as cruel and as mean as the supervisor that just fired you. Good luck. Supervisors are pretty much cut out of the same material. They all went to supervisor school that says, we're stupid, we don't read the policies and personnel procedures, we don't know anything about the law, we don't respect anybody, anything, even ourselves. Most of the time we're smoking, drinking, and screwing anything that moves, but our bad behavior, bad IQ, and bad people skills put us in a position of authority over you, the peasants. What can we do? We can throw bananas. Good morning, how are you? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for calling me back. When I say to people, thank you for calling me back, what I'm really saying in the monkey world is, where the hell have you been? I've left you 3, 4, 8 messages. You don't either read your messages, or you're ignoring me, or basically you don't know the answer to my question. And you're taunting me. You're bullying me. I can't say that to the monkeys. I have to say, gee, thanks for calling me back. I really appreciate you following through. They love that because they know they're assholes. They know that. There's no secret to that. They were born assholes. And now they say, I've got this one fooled. I've got this one fooled. He's treating me like I'm in charge. He's treating me like I'm intelligent. Well, sometimes you have to do that because the monkeys have the keys to much of the kingdom. They sign our paychecks. They interview us for the job, and they write up warnings. You know, as well as I do, that the law and the policies and procedures mean nothing in this world. Mean nothing. If the monkeys don't like you, screw you, you're out the door. Your ass is down the road. Now here's what I've discovered. I have a friend, and I'm not going to say she's a brilliant nurse because that's confidential, and she is smart as can be. I have never seen a nurse or a person, not just a nurse, a person as smart as this young lady is. She had to learn that intelligence, capability, expertise, knowledge, experience, education, probably 10 or 20% of every job. 80% of every job is getting along with the damn monkeys. If the monkeys don't like you, doesn't matter what you know, how good you are, your ass is down the road. That's a sad thing. That's why evolution is so slow here on this planet. That's why things don't change very much, because the good people usually don't have great monkey personalities. They're people who read, who study, do their homework, attend to details. They're people who are extremely capable and competent at what they do. But in the lunchroom, they're not joking and sharing their Twinkies And gee, how's your boy doing? I hear he's just getting off his mission. Oh, and your daughter, she got married in the Mormon temple. In the lunchroom, the brilliant, bright stars in the skies are generally not real social. The more social a monkey is, probably the least capable they are at life. Monkeys believe that more words are more truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. But if they think they can talk and talk and talk, and you're going to listen and listen and listen, eventually you're going to think they're really good people, monkey people, and eventually you're going to believe what they believe. Their truth becomes your truth because you listened, and they think the more words they speak, the more you're agreeing with them. The intelligent people, the capable, the expertise, the genius people of the world are not that way. They don't want to hear your shit. They don't give a shit if your daughter got married 9 times in the Mormon temple. They don't want to exchange all that information. But in the monkey world, you have to talk, and you have to listen, and you have to have, I don't have good eye contact. I do with the camera, I don't know why, but when I'm talking to a human, I have a tendency to look away from their face. I don't know why that is. But anyway, when humans talk, they think if they have eye contact, I studied a little bit in college, the gaze, a baby looking at a mother and a mother looking at a baby. There's some kind of magical PSI, exchange of information in the gaze. We don't know a lot about that yet in science. But anyway, monkeys think if you're looking at them and watching them, and they're on stage, they are a star in the sky, a bright star in the sky. That's why you see movie stars, dancers, people who sing for others, entertainers. They get that gaze and they get that energy from people looking at them and thinking that they're talented. That's just part of the monkey world. And some of them are talented. Some of them are entertaining and talented. So I'm trying to give you and me a background and experience in dealing with the monkey world. If you want to be accepted by the monkeys, you have to smile, you have to be monkey friendly, you have to share personal information about your daughter and how often she masturbates, and then the other one go, oh, my daughter masturbates better than your daughter. That's just part of the exchange of life. You have to look like them. If you grow your hair differently or shape it differently, the other monkeys go, they're not one of us. Well, the truth is, they're really not one of us, but you have to be smart enough, and I have to be smart enough to dress, act, and cut our hair, wear the right shoes, the right tie, the right shirt, the right dress, the right high heels, and the other monkeys go, oh, she's part of us. He's part of us. The monkeys are very observant. They see rings on your finger. If you're a Mason, a Masonic ring, they spot that right away. They know you're one of us. We accept you. We will support you. We will love you. We will help you. We will get you a job. We will send money to your bank account, and you'll be able to take care of yourself and your family. So they look visually for several key components of how you and I present ourselves to the monkey population. In the zoo, they see we have a badge, or they see we have a hat, and we're dressed as a zookeeper. They know they're oppositional. The zookeeper's in charge, we're not in charge. If you want to get along in the monkey world, again, you have to act like them, dress like them, shave, Even if you're a woman, shave your mustache. Try to look like the rest of the monkeys look. Now the monkeys are very, very aware, because clothing changes for a monkey. Most of them should be wearing diapers because they put shit everywhere. But anyway, fashion is very important in the monkey world. If you're wearing a shirt or shoes or a tie or a dress or high heels that are out of date, they spot that right away. And they judge. They go, "You're dumb. Don't you know that's out of style? Don't you know wearing that hat means whatever?" So the props, I used to have a friend, Sid Weinstein, and I'll say it, Sid was the director of Colburn Schools when I worked in Massachusetts at the residential facility. Sid was my Jewish mentor. He had a wonderful beard and he had a pipe, and he just looked like an Einstein, Benjamin Franklin type, wise man. And Sid, in the residential treatment center, taught me. He said, "David, these kids that are here, which were all emotionally disturbed, use a lot of props." I said, "Well, Sid, what are props?" He said, "Well, they're like cigarettes. If they're smoking and others see them, that others think they're cool, or they're tough, or they're different. They're smoking. That's a prop." And some of them will have, in Oklahoma, belt buckles. The Oklahoma people, even though they have no teeth and no brains, but anyway, I don't want to be prejudiced of my Oklahoma friends. The Oklahoma people wear certain belt buckles, big belt buckles. That's a prop. That's a prop and a symbol of who that monkey is, where they live, what they believe, what they belong to. Cowboys, they love to wear boots. They love to wear hats. Those are props to tell the other monkeys who they are, their background, their education, their interests, etc. Props are very, very important. When I was living once in Oklahoma, I went into a store in Oklahoma barefooted because I was from California. We were barefoot and in a bathing suit most of the time at the beach, cities and towns, and being barefoot in a store is nothing in California. Oh my God. You take that prop off in Oklahoma and walk into a store in Oklahoma and you're not wearing that prop, you're screwed. You're screwed. They know who you are, they know where you came from, and they treat you like shit. So be aware of the props that you wear. I can get away on the video camera with no shirt, no tie, and in an easy chair, and I'm always in my shorts, and sometimes my legs come up and you can see those. That's unacceptable in the monkey world. They want me to look like them, and I don't. Am I rebellious? I don't know. Am I a maverick? Am I one of the kind? Probably. Anyway, be aware of your props. Now, the car that you drive. If you drive up in a beat-up, old, stupid-looking car, immediately the monkeys say, in their mind, they won't say it with their words, but their behavior will say it. I don't want to deal with this person. This person doesn't belong here. He or she is not one of us. This person is dirty. We don't want dirty people around us. This person has no money, or this person doesn't manage their money. This person doesn't respect themselves. Look at the car that they're in. There's a prop. There's a prop. The house that monkeys live in. Man, that's a prop. If your house is old, beat up, and you've got 6 junk cars on blocks in the front driveway, people are going to judge you. And so our houses, our cars, our jobs, When people say, well, how do you do? I love that part of humans. They touch each other with their hands, and somehow there's energy exchanged, or there's an assurance that they are a monkey too. And they say, well, how do you do? And they shake your hand. And how you shake hands is a very important symbol in the United States. I don't know about the other places in the world, but if a man has a very weak handshake, the other guy goes, he's gay, he's gay. Now, you've been labeled. Now, they're going to treat you a certain way. Those kinds of props are extremely important. And those of us that have trouble integrating into the monkey world have to learn. If we want to be able to support our bodies and our families' bodies with food, transportation, dental, medical, whatever, we have to put on the right props. If you and I don't do that, they're going to screw us every day, all day long. Does that make us a prostitute, a whore? Yeah, it does. Are we going against our principles, our beliefs, and our morals, our value? Yeah, we are. But what choice do we have? We can live on a sidewalk in a tent as a homeless person. Most humans don't want to do that. I don't. Maybe you do. Turn the video off, go out and put your tent up. We're going to have to prostitute ourselves to a certain extent. Now here's mentally how I do it. When I go out the door into the world, which I don't do anymore, I'm basically homebound, I'm talking historically, I was aware of how I looked, how I groomed, how I dressed, the clothes I had on, the cars. I always had bitchin' cars, wonderful cars. Wonderful cars. Cars and beautiful women are my weakness. If you want to get the bard and get him weak, bring in beautiful women and bring in beautiful cars. So when I go out the door, I have to be in that monkey world. If I'm not, I have no clothes, I have no food, I have no house, I have no car, I have nothing. What are my choices? What are your choices? The more we join and prostitute ourselves out there in the real world, the better off our life is going to be materialistically. Now, are we trading our morals, our values, our integrity? Yeah, we are. I hate to say it, but we are. We are having to act against the way we really believe and the way we really are. There's a continuum of that. It's not black and white. We're not all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Trying to be a little bit into the middle of the monkey world is probably the best place to be. If you really want to be rich, famous, and powerful, you really got to play that game hard. You have to screw everything that moves. You have to lie, you have to cheat, you have to produce scams, you have to take advantage of the weak and overpower people. Some people like that. I'm not going to mention President Trump again, but anyway, if we don't wear the props and we don't talk monkey and we don't act monkey, we're going to be homeless. We're going to be without a shelter, without a heater. We can't take a bath. We can't eat refrigerator. That's the reality of this existence. I'm sorry to say it, but it is the reality of this existence. So this is my little video, and I never do little videos. I'm a liar there. On the monkey world. You and I are in a monkey world. Now we can fight it. We can fight it and fight it and fight it. I used to fight it. I got wiser. I said, I'm not going to change this world. I am not going to change this world. It is going to go on whether I'm in front of this video camera or I'm 6 feet under, rotting under the earth. I think we can change it a little bit. We have children, we have spouses, we have a little bit of influence for good. Most of the 80% of the monkeys use that power for bad. But there's some of us who try to use it for good. You and I are not going to set the damn world on fire. You and I are not going to go down in a history book of changing evolution. You and I are not Einstein. You and I are not Hitler. They're basically opposite kinds of personalities. But we can do the best we can do. And every day it changes. We're not, this is a dynamic process we're in. It's not that I'm going to be a whore, I'm going to be a prostitute, I'm going to be, now they call it a sex worker. We don't have to go all that way. We can say, I'm not going to be a whore, I'm just going to masturbate in private. There's a compromise. I'm not going to molest children, I'm just going to stay with my wife and have sex with her. The extremes of life are not where you and I want to be, ever. Let's be in the norm, in the bell-shaped curve. You get out in the first standard deviation, the second standard deviation, and even the third, you're going to be in Jonestown in a mass suicide. You don't want to go there, I don't want to go there. I like to be a little bit more in the bell-shaped curve now. I used to be in the first and the second standard deviation. That didn't do well for me in my life. Maybe it will for you. Maybe you will set the world on fire, but most of the time the world has set my ass on fire. I haven't set anything on fire. So anyway, I'm going to end this video. Please, I have now in my YouTube the PayPal. If you want to donate some money to me, great. I'd like to have your money. If this has been helpful, educational, entertaining, God, throw $1 in there. Throw $50, throw $1 million. I don't care. I'm not here for money. But it does help validate what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and it does help offset some of the little costs that I have of doing these programs. So, hit the PayPal if you want. And, I didn't know this, subscribe. I used to go, I don't care if people subscribe. I have something to say. If they want to hear it, fine. If they don't. I didn't know if you subscribe that YouTube will give me money. That's a good thing, I guess. I haven't gotten any yet, but I have to have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of people looking and watching the video. So anyway, if you want to help out in that way, please do. I'm not going to, that's part of the monkey world. That's part of the monkey world, and I'm in it, and I have to accept that. So anyway, end of the video. I'm done with the monkey world.